Hello students, welcome back to the next physics class. This video is part 4 on motion in a plane. Okay, let us see the content of this video. See, in earlier videos, we have discussed about what is addition of vectors and subtraction of vectors, isn't it? So in this video, we are going to see multiplications of vector. Okay, so multiplication of vectors, properties of scalar and vector product, Lami's theorem. Students, we have two types in multiplication of vectors. One is dot product or scalar product. Second one is vector product or cross product. Right. So first we'll see what is dot product or scalar product, students. So what is the definition? Look at the definition now. It is defined as the product of the magnitudes of vectors A and B and the cosine of the angle theta between them. So what is that? It is a product of magnitudes of vectors A and B. See, we have to consider two vectors A and B. So what is the product of magnitudes? So it is defined as the product of the magnitudes of vectors A and B and the cosine of the angle theta between them. So look at the diagram, students. We have two vectors A and B. Okay. So there is an angle theta between the two vectors A and B. So what is the dot product? The formula is A dot B is equal to A B cos theta. So theta is the angle between the two vectors. So this is your formula, students. A dot B equal to A B cos theta. Now let us see in detail about the dot product. So consider two vectors A and B. We are going to multiply these two vectors. Okay. So A dot B, I told you before what is the formula. A dot B equal to A B cos theta, where theta is the angle between the two vectors. Okay. Right. So now consider the vector components for these two vectors. So in earlier video we have discussed what is the resolution of vector. Please kindly go through if you are not aware of this resolution. Okay. So resolution means what? Splitting a particular vector into a different components. So A, vector A, we are going to divide into AX along. AX means what? Component along x-axis. AY component along y-axis. AZ component along z-axis. Right? And this I, J and K is nothing but your unit vectors. So we are going to separate all the components from a particular vector. So A vector is splitting into a three component, that is AX, AY and AZ. And in similar way, we are going to divide this B vector into three components, that is BXI plus BYJ plus BZK. So three components we divided, right? And now we are going to multiply these two vectors, students. So listen, A dot B equal to, according to the formula, AB cos theta. So simply now we are going to multiply these two vectors. So how you will multiply? You know very well, right? Okay. So we'll see now. Right. So AXI, you're going to multiply this AXI with these three components. Okay. So how? AXI into BXI. So this is your first component. I'll write here. So A dot B is equal to AX into BX. So first component is over into I. Okay. Next, AXI with the next component, that is AX into BY. Okay. Into I dot J. So here I dot I. Okay. Plus, what is the next component? BZ. Okay. So multiply AX into BZ. So what is your unit vector? I into k. So first term over, and what is the next component? Ay. So now we are going to multiply ayj with the terms bxi plus byj plus bzk. Okay, so let me write here ay into bx. So what is the unit vector? J into I. So everything is dot product, so don't forget to put a dot in between. So what is the next component? Ay into by. So your unit vector is j dot j. Okay, and the next is ay into bz. So here the unit vector is j dot k. Okay, right? So second component over. So let me go to the third component, that is az. Okay, so now az is multiplied with this three complete terms bxi plus byj plus bzk. Right, so I'll write here az into bx multiplied with ki k dot I plus, next is az, I'll write down az into by multiplied with k dot j. Az and bx, so here multiplied by k dot I and next k dot j. Okay, and what is the third term, last term, that is az into bz multiplied with k dot k. So that's all students, we have multiplied all the subcomponents. Okay, so there is a rule, don't forget this. So I have given here I dot I, whenever the unit vectors, similar unit vectors are multiplied. Don't forget, whenever the similar unit vectors are multiplied, your product will be 1. Okay, so similarly j dot j, k dot k, everything will be equal to 1. And whenever you're multiplying with the different unit vector, that is I dot j or I dot k or j dot k, okay, so all are different unit vectors. So whenever you're doing like this, you will get a product as 0. So this is the important rule in dot product. Okay, so I repeat, I dot I, j dot j, k dot k will be equivalent to 1, or next is I dot j, I dot k, k dot j will be equal to 0. So by using this rule, you can see in this equation ax bx I dot I. Okay, so I dot I will become 1. Okay, and look at the second term I dot j. So opposite unit vectors, when multiplied with the opposite unit vector, you will get a product 0. And similarly, third I dot k will become 0, and fourth component j dot I, so this will be 0, and next j dot j will be 1, j dot k will be 0, k dot I will be 0, k dot j will be 0, and what is the last component? K dot k. So k dot k will be 1. Okay, so now once you substitute your values, what will be your final answer? Ax bx into 1, and the second term will be 0. The entire second term will be 0 because I dot j, we substituted this value as 0. Okay, and third term will be 0, fourth term is also 0, fifth term will be there, right? A y b y, and the last term alone will be there, a z b z. So this is your result, students. A dot b equal to ax bx plus ay by plus az bz. So this is your result when you are multiplying two vectors by using dot product or scalar product. Okay, a dot b equal to ax bx plus ay by plus az bz. Now let us see the properties of dot product. So we have 8 properties, right? So we'll see one by one. So first product, a dot b equal to b dot a dot b equal to b dot a, that is commutative. So this dot product obeys commutative property. And second property, a dot b plus c equal to a dot b plus a dot c. Second is over. Third, a plus b into c plus d equal to a dot c plus a dot d plus b dot c plus b dot d. So this dot product obeys distributive law. And look at the fourth property. If k is a scalar, then k into a dot b equal to ka into b equal to a dot kb. So this dot product obeys associative law. Fifth property, a dot a equal to I dot I. This is nothing but u dot u, that is two unit vector. While multiplying two unit vectors, you will get one similar unit vector. So it may be I dot I or j dot j or k dot k, whatever. Whenever you are multiplying two similar unit vectors, you will get one. And sixth property, if a and b are orthogonal, then a dot b equal to 0. Very important, you will get MCQ based on this property. Whenever a and b are orthogonal, then a dot b equal to 0. And seventh property, I dot j, that is here two different unit vectors. While multiplying two different unit vectors, you will get result as 0. Seventh property is over. Eighth property, a dot a equal to modulus of a squared. So that's all, students, your 8 properties of dot product over. Next we'll see how to find angle between two vectors. We know the formula of dot product, a dot b equal to a b cos theta. Okay, so here I have given with modulus. Okay, so you can write a b cos theta, or if modulus of a dot b, if they ask like this, you have to write a formula like modulus of a into modulus of b cos theta. Okay, so as I told you, this is your components of a vector, rectangular component of a vector a, and this is your rectangular component of a vector b. So once you multiply these two, you will get a1 b1 or ax bx. Okay, so whatever it may be, a1 b1, that is the two product of your ith unit vector, a1 b1 plus a2 b2. So these two are the product of jth unit vector, and a3 b3 kth unit vector. While multiplying 2k unit vectors, a3 b3 you will get. Okay, so this is your a dot b. So according to the formula, what is cos theta? Cos theta equal to a dot b divided by modulus of a into modulus of b. So this is the formula, students. You have to find a theta between the two vectors. Cos theta equal to a dot b divided by modulus of a into modulus of b. So now we'll see one small example. So how to find the angle between the two vectors. So imagine this is your vector 1. Okay, x equal to 3i plus 4j plus 5k. So this is your first vector. And similarly, you have a second vector y equal to I plus 2j minus k. So how to find a theta between these two vectors? Okay, so let us see what is x dot y, dot product x dot y. So as I told you, a dot b equal to a1 b1, that is the products of I vectors. Okay, a1, b1. So what is a1, b1 here? 3i. So this is your I, first component along x-axis. And look at here, in y vector, this is your x component. Okay, that is along x-axis. So you have to multiply these two values, 3i into 1i. If nothing is here, you have to imagine that the value is 1. So 3i into 1i, that is 3 again. Okay, you have to multiply the two values. And similarly 4j, and in y vector you have 2j. So 4 into 2 is 8. Okay, and j dot j will become 1. So forget about it. And what is the last component? 5k in x vector and minus k in y vector. So what is the product, students? Plus 5 minus 1, isn't it? So minus 5 and k dot k will become 1. So what will be the answer? 3 plus 8 minus 5 equal to 6. So this is your x dot y. Okay, your dot product value is 6. Now you have to find the magnitude y to find the theta value. Okay, so modulus of x is equal to square root of your x vector. So take your x. Okay, modulus of x will be equal to square root of 3 squared, that is your x component, plus square y component, that is 4 squared, plus 5 squared. Okay, so modulus of x means what? Square root of your x squared plus y squared plus z squared. Okay, and in similarly, so what is the answer, students? Square root of 50. And what is modulus of y? In similar way, you have to calculate square root of 1 squared plus 2 squared plus minus 1 squared. The answer will be root 6. So use this formula, cos theta equal to x dot y divided by modulus of x into modulus of y. What is x dot y? 6. X dot y is 6. Modulus of x is square root of 50 and modulus of y is square root of 6. So answer will be 0.3464. What is the theta? You have to calculate by using your trigonometry table. Theta equal to 69.7 degree. So this is your angle between the two given vectors. Okay, now try to solve this question. Vector A, vector B and vector C. Three vectors I have given. 4, minus 2, 5. Okay, so this is your vector A, and B vector minus 1, comma 3, comma minus 6. Okay, so minus 1, I, 3, J. So it will be like this. Okay, no need to mention. And C vector 7, comma minus 5, comma 1. So what is A dot B, B dot C and A dot C? Okay, so let us see the answer. Minus 4i minus j minus 30k for A dot B. And what is the answer for B dot C? Minus 7i minus 15j minus 6k and 28i plus 10j plus 5k for A dot C. Okay, now the second product, that is vector product or cross product. So what is the definition? It is defined as the product of the magnitudes of vectors A and B and the sine of angle theta between them. So this is the difference, students. Okay, so A cross B equal to AB sine theta. Look at the diagram. So you have two vectors, vector A and vector B. Okay, so there is an angle between these two vectors, that is theta. So what is A cross B? So A cross B will be the opposite side of this A and B vectors. Okay, so you can use these rules. You would have studied this rule in your 10th standard. Okay, right hand screw rule and right hand thumb rule. So where will be the resultant? A cross B. Okay, so A cross B towards your z axis, that is opposite. When you have two vectors in x axis and y axis, the resultant will be in your z axis, that is opposite, perpendicular to the two vectors. Okay, so this is your direction of your cross product. Okay, where will be the direction? Perpendicular to the two vectors. Okay, so by using right hand thumb rule or right hand screw rule, you can find out the direction of the cross product. So what is the formula, students? I repeat, A cross B equal to AB sine theta. Okay, now imagine we have a two vectors, A vector and B vector. Say A vector have a component A1i plus B1j plus C1k, and similarly B vector has the components A2i plus B2j plus C2k. Okay, so you have to take a cross product of these two vectors. Okay, so write it like this: A cross B equal to A1i plus B1j plus C1k cross into A2i plus B2j plus C2k. Okay, so how to find this cross product? By using determinant method. Okay, I think you don't have any idea about this determinant method. Actually, it is based on matrix. Okay, so matrix you will study in your 12th standard mathematics. So we'll see in physics point of view how to take a cross product. So A cross B equal to, so in first row, so we have three rows here. So first row I, J and K, you have to give a unit vectors. Okay, I, J and K. So this is your rows. Okay, so this are rows and this is your columns. Okay, so we have 3 by 3 matrix. Okay, we have 3 by 3 matrix. Right, so we'll see in first row we have the three unit vectors I, J and K, and look at the second row, that is your component of A vector, that is A1, B1 and C1, the components of your A vector. And in third row you have a components of B vector, that is A2, B2 and C2. How to take a determinant? Okay, so very simple. So consider this I. You have to simplify this matrix, students. So just watch this video carefully. So how to simplify this 3 by 3 matrix? So very simple, take I outside first, I cap. Okay, this is your first thing. Okay, and remove this row and column where the I is. Okay, and what is the remaining terms? B1, C1, B2, C2. Okay, so I times of this determinant. I times of this determinant. B1, C1, B2, C2. You have to simplify like this. Okay, so how to write I into B1 into C2, B1 into C2 minus B2 into C1. Okay, do you understand? So I will be outside, and how to simplify this 2 by 2? Now it is 2 by 2 determinant, 2 by 2 matrix. Okay, so B1 C2 minus B2 C1, and next term will be minus. Okay, so it is a rule to simplify the matrix. So second term, that is the odd number of terms, will be with negative sign. Okay, and now we have to simplify the next column, that is J. Okay, minus J, second term will be minus. Okay, so now the the J row and column should be eliminated. So what is the rest of the matrix? That is A1, C1, A2, C2. So this is your new determinant. So I times of this determinant. Okay, so we have to simplify. So J into A1, C2 in similar way from top to bottom. A1, C2 minus A2, C1. Okay, I repeat, minus j of a1 c2 minus a2 c1. So this is your second term. Okay, and let us see the third term, that is k. So odd numbers will be with positive sign, even numbers will be with negative sign. Okay, in alternate times it will change. So third term will be again positive. So k. So this k row and column should be eliminated. So k times of this matrix a1 b1 a2 b2. Okay, so let me simplify this. So k of a1 b2 minus a2 b1. Okay, right. So that's all your simplification over. So this is how you have to simplify 3 by 3 matrix. Okay, let us see the properties of vector product. So first property is A cross B is not equal to B cross A. That is, it is not commutative. A cross B is not equal to B cross A, but A cross B is equal to minus B cross A. Okay, so first property is not commutative. Vector product is not commutative. And look at the third property, A cross B plus C equal to A cross B plus A cross C. So what is this rule? So vector product is distributive. Vector product is distributive in nature. A cross B plus A cross C. And look at the fourth property, A cross A is equal to 0. So 0 is called null vector, that is having 0 magnitude. And so this rest of the 3 points is very important. I cross j equal to k. J cross k equal to I. K cross I equal to j. So imagine like this. So we have 3 vectors I, j and k. We have 3 vectors, 3 unit vectors. Okay. So when you multiply I and j, you will get what? K. J and k, if you multiply j and k, you will get I. And when you multiply k and I, you will get the third term, j. Okay, so imagine like this. Right. So what about the negative side? That is when you multiply j and I, okay, j and I, what you will get? Minus k. Okay, j and I, cross product of j and I, you will get minus k. Okay, whenever you're going back in reverse direction, anti-clockwise direction, you will get a negative values. Okay, so these are all the properties. I'm sorry. Okay, so these are all the properties. So study properly. So A cross B is not equal to B cross A cross B equal to minus B cross A, and A cross B plus C equal to A cross B plus A cross C. And this last three is very important, students. So study properly. So what about this I cross I or J cross J or K cross K? So in dot product, the value will be 1, but in vector product, I cross I, J cross J or K cross K will be 0. Okay, so this is the important difference between these two. Okay, let us see one example here. So we have two vectors x and y. The value is 3i plus 4j plus 5k for x, and for y vector we have I plus 2j minus k. Okay, so how to simplify? Take a determinant x cross y equal to ijk in the first row, and the components of x will be in second row, that is 3, 4, 5, and in third row you have components of y vector, that is 1 plus 2 minus 1. So what is the step? So first initially consider I. So this row and this column should be eliminated, and the rest of the components are 4 into minus 1. So this determinant. Okay, so this is your determinant. I times of this determinant. So 4, 5, 2 minus 1 and minus. So what is your jth component? Okay, fine. So now take a jth component, eliminate this row and this column. So the new vector, new matrix will be 3, 5, 1 minus 1. Okay, and similarly you should take k vector, consider k vector, eliminate this row and this column. So this is your new determinant 3, 4, 1, 2. Okay, now you have to simplify. How to simplify? Okay, so let me explain this. I into 4 into minus 1. 4 into minus 1 is minus 4 minus 2 into 5. 2 into 5, that is 10. So minus 4 minus 10 of I. Second term I told you the sign will be negative. Okay, so j into 3 into minus 1, that is minus 3 minus 1 into 5 is 5. Okay, the third term will be plus k times of 3 into 2 is 6 minus 1 into 4 is 4. Okay, so this will be your answer. Minus 4 minus 10 of I minus of minus 3 minus 5 of j plus 6 minus 4 of k. So minus 4 minus 10 will be minus 14. Minus of minus 8 will be plus 8j plus 6 minus 4 is 2. So this is your answer, students. X cross y equal to minus 14i plus 8j plus 2k. Okay, try to solve these questions. So three vectors I have given. A vector 4 minus 2 comma 5, B vector minus 1 comma 3 comma minus 6, C vector 7 comma minus 5 comma 1. So find what is A cross B cross C and A cross C. So this is your answer for A cross B, and minus 27i minus 41j minus 16k for B cross C. 23i plus 31j minus 6k for A cross C. Okay, so try to solve these questions slowly. Okay, students, now let us see the new theorem, Lami's theorem. So what is this theorem? So Lami's theorem states, if a particle under the simultaneous action of three forces is in equilibrium, then each force has a constant ratio with the sign of the angle between the other two forces. Okay, so it will be little difficult. So read it one more time. So Lami's theorem states that if a particle under the simultaneous action of three forces. So look at this diagram, F1, F2 and F3. We have three forces. Okay, F1, F2 and F3. We have three forces, students. All are in equilibrium position. Then each force has a constant ratio with the sign of the angle between the other two forces. Okay, so how about this equation? F1 divided by, look at the diagram. So what is the angle between F2 and F3? Alpha. And angle between F2 and F1 is gamma. Angle between F1 and F3 is beta. Okay, alpha, beta, gamma we have. So what is the formula, students? F1 divided by, so what is the statement? Read it again. Each force has a constant ratio with the sign of the angle between. Sign of the angle between. So what is the angle between? Sign of the angle between other two forces. So F1 divided by, okay, what is the angle between other two forces? Alpha. Okay, so F1 divided by sine alpha. Okay, the angle between other two forces is alpha. Okay, so F1 divided by sine alpha equal to. So how about for F2? F2 divided by the angle between other two forces. Sine of angle between other two forces is beta, sine beta. Okay, right? And equivalent to, what is F3? F3 divided by the angle between the other two forces is gamma. Okay, so sine of gamma. So what is Lami's theorem? I read it again. If a particle under the simultaneous action of three forces is in equilibrium, then each force has a constant ratio with the sine of angle between the other two forces. Okay, so what is the application where we will be using this theorem? So whenever we need to solve for three concurrent forces acting at a point. Three concurrent forces acting at a point. Look at the example I've given here. Okay, a boy is sitting in something. Okay, so he's sitting here. So his weight is acting towards downwards direction, and we have 2 points of contact. Okay, so it is in rigid support. Okay, so we have 3 points. So point 1, point 2, and this is your point 3. Okay, so three forces are acting at a particular point. So this is your center point. So three forces are acting at a particular point. So here we can use Lami's theorem. Okay, and this is the next example where we need to use Lami's theorem to find a force. Okay. Students, today we have discussed multiplication of vectors by using scalar product and vector product, and we solved examples in this area, and we have seen what is Lami's theorem and its application, isn't it? So go through your ebooks for your better understanding. Thank you.